Right now, you're probably 300 swipes deep on Tinder on a Tuesday night, and your brain feels like it's been put through a paper shredder. You've seen the TikToks, their stay single manifestos, their 50-point red flag spreadsheets, and the horror stories of people being ghosted that thought they were in a 3-month relationship. It's happened to me. It's happened to all of us. We've turned the most human thing we do, finding love, into a zero-sum game where the only way to win is to stop playing. Welcome to the romance recession. Ghosting someone isn't just bad manners, it's an economic inevitability. In a digital world with almost zero social accountability, the cost of a difficult conversation is very high, whilst the cost of blocking someone is zero. You see, we're not just being mean, we're following the path of least resistance. Guys, before we get into the video, this is literally my first YouTube video. So please become my first subscriber. If you are my first subscriber and you're within like a reasonable distance, like you're from London or something, I will take you out to dinner. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now consider two different scenarios. You've met someone on a dating app or on a night out. At the end of the relationship, if you wish to just ghost them, you could. There's nothing stopping you. You could essentially block them and that'd be the end of it. However, now consider the second scenario. You've met this person through a friend or an acquaintance. Now, if you were to block them or to mistreat them in any way, there would be some social consequences. Unfortunately, nowadays, we meet people through the first option. And as such, we think of people less as people with feelings, and we think of them more as disposable cameras. Now, mathematicians have actually almost solved this problem. I say almost because you will see why at the end. I want you to imagine you're an interviewer and you have to interview, for the sake of ease, 100 people. So in this scenario, what you would do is n is 100. So you would take the first 37% or 37 people and you would reject them. This is because this is the benchmark. Then what you would do is any of the following interviewees, right, that actually improve upon those 37 people. So anyone that's better than the first 37 people, they get the job. However, I think you'll see where the problem lies here. In a dating pool, n is not 100 people. It's infinity, which means that you are stuck in that 37%. Whenever someone is evaluating you, you're always in the 37% because 37% of infinity is still infinity. And similarly, when you're swiping, it might be that you're continuously thinking that actually, do you know what? The next person I meet, I will pick them. Another related idea is the paradox of choice. So imagine you're in a restaurant and you have 20 main courses to choose from. It's not as easy, is it, as when you're flying and you have two choices. Do you want chicken or do you want beef? That's it, right? Now, the way this relates to dating is if you know that there's an unlimited amount of fish in the sea, you know that the next catch, or you assume the next catch, might be that 1% better. And in a world where you can always keep on fishing, no one is a catch. We have now entered the era of human depreciation because humans, or I guess fish or people, I'm not even sure anymore. There's too many of them, so any one person is not really that valuable. Now this is where it gets dark. We've had social media for a while, so I know that you know that algorithms prioritize emotionally engaging content. The obvious reason is so that you spend more time on the platform and you see more ads, which makes the platform money. What is less well known, however, is that it's not just about keeping you on the platform and making sure you see more ads. It's a little bit more complicated than that. You see, when someone is emotionally engaged, doesn't matter if it's happiness or if it's anger, they're actually more likely to buy, because I work in marketing, by the way. So Most buying decisions are not logical, they are emotional. And let's say that you have been thinking of buying something, but you decided to be disciplined. Guess what? Now that you're a bit angry, right, it sort of dislodges you from that position. And you're like, you know what, actually, I'm a bit upset today, or I'm very happy today, therefore I'm very positive, so I'm going to buy it. So yeah, this is actually all in service of the advertisers that are there to sell you goods, which I know is very cynical, but that's how it is. Now, when it comes to dating and relationships, if you look around YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, Reels or whatever, you'll find that I would imagine, most of the content is actually very negative. It's people from one gender talking about the other gender in a very negative way, or it's people talking about the idea of dating in general, and it's like, oh, it's a scam, you cannot trust anyone, dating in 2026, all of that content, all of that negativity. You might be able to resist it for a while, but at some point it starts to drip in, and it's not just you. See, you could resist it, but tomorrow you talk with your friend and your friend says the same things. They echo that because it sort of got to them a little bit. And then we all end up in a world where we start to believe these things. We start to think like, oh, you can't trust anyone. People are very selfish. People are very individualistic. And it's very sad because people actually want to meet people and they want to date and they want to find love, but everyone distrusts one another. And it's all because the voices that are saying negative things have a loudspeaker. And, negative stories sell more than positive stories. So what's the solution then? Well, we need more social friction. We need more social accountability. When someone isn't just a right swipe or a match, when someone isn't just another number, but when they're an actual human being and there's a cost to either ghosting them or blocking them, then people will actually start to treat each other more like people. So having these small bits of social accountability will reduce the expendableness of someone, right? Because right now everyone is expendable. And this idea of continuously optimizing, of saying, hey, if I meet someone next time, the next match, they might be 5% better or they might be 2% better. Well, if you actually think of people less as metrics or as things to be improved upon, but rather people to live and to grow with, then hey, that's it. So yeah, we need more social accountability, not less, when it comes to dating. A second thing we could do is to, less incentivize content creators to actually create good content. Because when you see a group of guys on a podcast and they just say negative things about women, or a group of women, on a podcast and, they just take the piss out of men, then that is what we reward. We watch it, we engage with it, we think it's funny, and that's how we end up in the situation we're in. Now, let's say that we rewarded people who have more nuanced conversations about these things, people that actually are helpful in terms of improving not just your lot in life as an individual, but as a society. Then guess what? We'll have more content creators like that. They'll be incentivized to create that content because they know that there's a stigma attached to creating negative content. These are all just small things, and I definitely do not have the answer. But I believe that more accountability and more positivity and incentivizing all the people we interact with and all the structural systems we interact with, the algorithms, for example, society at large, then maybe we can make a small improvement and hopefully we can have a better outlook on life.